Alright, Sebastian, let's go do this. There he is. Everybody's been waiting for you, Sebastian. So it is Sunday, October 22nd, and it is chilly. It's about 48 degrees out, 11:30 in the morning. Very, very brisk. Windy too. Friday and Saturday we had a lot of rain. May still get some more too. But I wanted to get around the yard and see what kind of color is still out here. There's actually, these hydrangeas is really still doing quite well. All the way around back we have some of the much more blue, a lot of fading, but all across the spectrum. As you notice, you start looking around at the shrubs, we're getting a lot of leaf drop. And much more of a yellow profile than any of the orange or scarlets that we're used to. This maple here is all mostly yellow. There's that one there above the goat arbor. It's pretty much most color in the yard. Want to check out the butternut, Sebastian? So we have not picked the butternut squash yet. Still waiting. Still waiting for some of the vine to die off a bit. Some of it is definitely starting to fade. A lot less flower activity. And I'm just hoping it'll translate to time for these big boys to really set up. Even the ones I've been waiting on, you know, the color change has been slow. I mean, that one's finally getting some color, but the stem is still really fresh and all the leaves around it are still fresh. This one over here too, I keep checking that with my fingernail. But these vines are all really strong over here. Look at you go, you got a soccer ball. Get that soccer ball. Whoosh. We can check this out, Sebastian. So this is the red dogwood that we have. Some of the stems are starting to get this nice red that looks so awesome in the winter. But I'm loving the leaves this year. Absolutely obsessed with these leaves. And what else do we have going on here? Coneflowers are still with color. And it looks like we actually have a third one over here starting. And yeah, we can get to it back here. So this was the one over in this bed that Dee had mentioned. And it's got another one down here too. But look at that color. How precious is that this late in the year? Yeah, even the hosta is turning yellow. Been checking on these and it looks like we might be getting a little bit of bird activity. These are still mostly unturned in there. But pretty soon we'll be seeing birds hanging on here, popping around. That crazy boy. This is another one that's getting some really good color on it. And some of the berries are starting to turn darker as well. Birds will be really happy this year that that's putting out berries. Okay, so we have most of the activity now is all around the Mexican sunflowers. You know, the plants are all, this one's starting to look a little faded, but you know, unlike the sunflowers, how quickly they turn, they're just going and going and going. Not much left to say in the beach plum. Slowly going. Some ferns and stuff left that are turning yellow. Anything down there of interest? I don't think so. We go run back. So this hydrangea is actually, I think we're getting a lot more yellow on the leaves, at least earlier on than I remember last year. But it's quite the contrast. You know, where the pink is still left on the flowers, it's beautiful. It's just sad that it's so mixed in with, you know, the duller bits in there. It is. It is a gorgeous shrub. And it's good to get this kind of color because we've had so many days like this where it's just been dismal. That moose maple, very, very brilliant yellow. So it's the unexpected things this year that are providing some of the best color. You in a flower bed, what are you doing, goofball? You are goofball. Alright, let's go up our path here. Well, let's take a quick look in the veg garden. There's not that much left to talk about. There's still one pumpkin left in the patch that I gotta pick. I've just been waiting on the little vines to... Watch your nose. There you go. To fully dry off. We did a little more cleanup in here. Hit it again with the weed whacker. Just to get the grasses down. So we picked these two pumpkins last week. Oh yeah, my new wind chime. Nice bamboo. You like that, Sebastian? Are you a good boy? You are. What's that? What's that? Hey. Waiting for those to turn, and the one that's show you in a bit, that one turning a little bit as well. The dill still growing really strong. Look how thick this stem is. This is outrageous. By the way, whatever this is, in the flowers they turn into these little burrs. Sebastian was wearing some of them when he came in last week, so they're the ones with the little prongs on there. As far as different things that the dogs get into, those aren't too bad. What is this, Sebastian? Those look like ground cherries, but I thought these were potatoes, and those are not potatoes. I'll tell your mom about that. It's finally starting to get a little color leaching out of the sweet potato, so I imagine it won't be much longer. In fact, this week will be a good test. Tuesday morning, it's looking like we may get in a frost. Yeah, here's that one last pumpkin. So you see what I'm waiting for is this side is pretty good. This one is almost completely dried up just a little bit. I'm just trying to keep it out there where it's getting some good sun and for as long as possible. Now that one is really good size. I brought one inside yesterday, another one of the big ones. Had to be at least 20 pounds. And spent the day processing that. We had 2 baking sheets filled twice. So it's 4 baking sheets in the oven, roasting it down. And wound up making, I think it was 24 cups of pumpkin puree out of that. Just the one pumpkin. And again, these are supposed to be sugar pumpkins. They wound up getting a lot bigger than we expected, but there was a lot of really good flesh in there. And not a ton of seeds like you tend to see in the jack-o'-lantern. So I think they just had a very healthy start with the soil and everything. Looking like somebody has been in there plucking some of those seeds. We'll see if that'll focus in, but you see missing some of the spots. So that's good. Happy birds. This is one of the Mexican sunflowers that just got bent down. I actually still have peppers on the plants too. Trying to leave them as long as we can to keep them fresh when we bring them in. Not much here except a lot of flowers on the broccoli. Finally getting a little more leaf die off on this Mexican sunflower. But there's still quite a few blossoms up here as well. Hey. You're a big boy. You are. You loving your garden still? What are you going to do in the winter when this is all snow? Yeah, so other than the puree, Dee did take some of the fresh pumpkin and chunked it up, and she wound up making a stew with beans and just a little bit of kibasi in there too. It was fantastic. Oh, that was so flavorful. What a perfect dish to have while we're processing all that on a cold, damp, rainy autumn day. Well, a lot of that brownish color there, that's from the beech, which I haven't seen a lot of beech nuts again this year. For all the beech trees up here, we very rarely see much. I know the squirrels get into them right away, but they don't seem to have as many mast years as the oaks do. So this one here, this one keeps getting taller. This Mexican sunflower. I mean, I have the phone up pretty much at arm's length now, just getting up there. And I didn't know if Mexican sunflowers have a habit of getting really tall. All right, Sebastian, moving through. Another thing I have to get to is the beans. I've been going with kid gloves up here because I don't want to disturb the nasturtium while it's going. But some of those are definitely ready. And I don't want to bring the beans in too early either. I think they do a lot better drying out in the air. As you can see now back here. And some of these only feel like they have one or two in. But you can start seeing now that a lot of the nasturtium's gone, just how many of these we had low to the ground. Alright, what else? Still, the tomatoes are still on the vines. The leaves are slowly going. But there's been no color movement on the tomatoes at all. And I think that's about it for up here, Sebastian. Want to go wrap it up? I know, it is so chilly. It's chilly, puppy, huh? Hey. Hey, Sebastian. Beautiful. Who's a good boy? You're a good boy. So what else do we do up here? We put carts away. We had that donkey blanket drying. We got that put away. Oh, by the way, anyone interested, Noelle and Bangor did get adopted from the rescue. So they have a new family out in Vermont, which is great. They have a nice new home to get used to just before winter. You're a good boy in the garden. Thank you, baby. And there's not much else to show around the yard. Just, the die-off. And leaves. Lots of leaves. By the next couple of weekends, we'll have to start moving the fountains in. Getting those taken apart before... Who knows how early snow could fall. There's actually a chance. Minor, but a chance. Because it's going to get into the 30s tonight. With some of the rain wrapping around, and with our elevation, we might see some snow mixed in. It's not unheard of. Otherwise, I'm almost done processing the kindling in the garage, in the barn rather. So I'm one step closer to getting the kiln dried wood, which would be great because 3 cords is going to take me a little while to get put away. And I still got to build a temporary holder for it in there, since it's not really set up as a wood shed. But hoses put away soon. Come here, baby boy. Here. Come here and sit for me and for everybody. Sit. Sit. Stay. Who's a good boy? Perfect puppy. Yes, you are. Good boy. All right, I think that's going to be about it. You get inside, warm up. Got the stove going. Maybe take you and your brother in a little while for a WALK, but not right now, okay? Let's go inside and say thank you for watching. And maybe next week or the week after for a new video. Thanks again.